Mary, that's right. Tonight, I talked to Baron Lee, and this is where he was shot 9 times. Now, he told me he is processing so many emotions right now. Relief, anger, disappointment. So he wasn't ready to do an interview tonight, but he told me he still cannot believe that he survived.
These court documents paint a deliberate and disturbing murder-for-hire scheme. Bellevue Police say Shaerin Kelley hired a 17-year-old boy to murder her ex-husband, Baron Lee, and offered to pay the teenager $13,000.
Something like this is rare. It is rare.
On the day of the shooting in July, police say the 17-year-old got his friend to drive him to the overlook at Lakemont Apartments in Bellevue, where court documents say he was going to cap someone and empty the clip. Police say the 17-year-old gunman ambushed Lee, shooting him 9 times.
The victim fell to the ground. The suspect stood over him and continued to fire.
According to court documents, Lee said he couldn't think of anyone who would want to kill him besides his ex-wife, saying they were in the midst of a very acrimonious custody battle that also included a financial motive for Kelley to have sole custody of their child. Detectives say Kelley even bought a GPS tracking device that was found under Lee's car.
She purchased the GPS tracker, and that was connected to the second suspect. There is evidence that she conspired to commit the murder.
Preston, that's right. In fact, county health officials told me in the last 24 hours they have gone to businesses and schools alerting them that COVID cases are surging in Pierce County. In fact, many schools this week, in fact, were planning on starting in-person learning. The county stepped in and said, not so fast.
COVID spikes in April, then August, now October. Pierce County is seeing a third surge in COVID cases.
That trend is very worrisome for us.
Tacoma Pierce County Health Director Dr. Anthony Chin said today they got calls from 24 businesses, 3 churches, 5 schools, all with new COVID cases.
It just creeps back up, and before you know it, it could explode. So that's what we're worried about.
Pierce County schools, they're already starting to roll back plans to reopen in-person learning. In Puyallup, kindergarten and first graders, they were supposed to go back this week. That was halted. And in the Peninsula School District, with young kids currently in class, now teachers are getting ready to potentially return to remote learning.
We worked to establish platforms that we can make that transition back as the numbers deem necessary.
Dr. Chin believes this surge started from Labor Day gatherings. Half of the latest cases are from those under 40 years old. He stressed his county needs to get back to the basics, stay vigilant, mask up. For he says recent data shows we haven't seen the worst of this latest surge.
Based on what we're already seeing, the trend is going to stay up. We do not believe in 2 weeks it's going to miraculously turn around.
Capo Bonzola of Belltown is spending as much time as possible outside with his family. They've taken steps to be safe from COVID-19.
Make sure that we don't expose ourselves to too many people and don't expose too many people to us. Be outdoors when possible, not go indoors.
Health experts say things could change when cold weather forces us indoors and closer together. Dr. Ali Makdad is with the Institute for Metrics and Evaluation at UW.
Yeah, we're very concerned as we are entering fall and winter and we are moving indoors. So
new IHME numbers just out forecast. By February 1st, nationwide, we can expect to see a total of 395,000 deaths because of COVID-19. That's an increase of 181,000 deaths. Health experts say several factors could be to blame. Colder weather's coming.
Why the virus loves cold weather, and we as humans move inside, and when we are interacting inside, there is less air, fresh air being circulated, so the virus is more likely to spread.
The flu season could make things worse, and holidays are approaching.
If people weren't able to stay home for 4th of July, we can't really expect them to do the same for the bigger holidays like Thanksgiving and Christmas, so I think it's inevitable that things are going to get quite a bit worse.
Dr. McDodd also says we need to watch out for super spreaders, like what happened at the White House several weeks ago.
So we have to be extremely concerned about these events that will encourage super spreaders, football games or anything else.
For Bonzel and his family, the virus isn't slowing them down. They're just taking more precautions.
I definitely think it's going to get worse before it gets better, and we just have to adjust to the new normal.
In Seattle, Suzanne Fawn, KOMO News.
That's right, Steve. A lot of these families are frustrated and, of course, anxious. You can see the sandbags are already stacked up along this driveway right here. And this isn't the first time this family has had to do this in just a matter of weeks.
A river of rushing water gushed into Shane Cruz's driveway, even flowing over sandbags in position today.
It fills up my garage here, so it's damaged furniture and items in here.
Shane lives across the street from several storm drains at Bothell High School. This is the second time in just weeks another storm sent water racing onto his property, eroding his driveway and pushing debris in his backyard.
It's torn up this pathway. I just fixed it after the last storm 2 weeks ago.
He is anxiously bracing for another round of roaring rain.
And you can kind of see it. Okay, better get the sandbags out. You know, this year it happened quickly, and it happened twice. And it's not even winter, so yeah, I'm a little worried.
This is video of that water raging into his neighbor's backyard in the last storm. Kyle Williams.
Second time in 2 weeks. There's a storm drain there, and that can't handle all this water.
Kyle's basement had some flooding. He's now building this trench to divert water for the next storm.
And it will get as high as up to here. And so basically what it wound up doing is getting too high and getting into the back and getting about a foot into the house of water.
From heavy rain to hail-covered yards and shoreline and Lake Forest Park, even snow over Stevens Pass. Forecasters say the active weather weekend is not over. After living at his home for 10 years, Shane says he'll do his part to prepare, but he hopes for a permanent solution with the storm drains as the weather looms.
Whether they're plugged up with leaves or not, it just doesn't work. We get rivers of water going in our driveway every year. I've complained about it before. It's just poor design.